climate change, big thing in New Zealand. You have flooding. You have big climatic events, just like everywhere else does around the world. That's another input into the system. It's thinking differently about how we use our assets. It's another input into the system. So these are complex problems. How is Infrastructure Commission or you thinking about a sort of systems thinking approach? Because you can't just have climate change set off to one side. You can't just have people thinking about the financial analysis of infrastructure here. You can't. We've got to join the dots with this stuff. Are you beginning to think about that sort of?
Yes, is the short answer to that. I mean, what you're kind of getting at is what are our coordinating mechanisms between different asset owners and their governance structures.
You've said it far more articulately than me. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes.
And this is a challenge, right? And there are many ways of improving coordination, and I'll give you a few of them.
Great.
One example would be amalgamation, right? Auckland, the city of Auckland used to be 8 organisations or 7 local governments and a regional council. It's now 1, right? There are coordination benefits that came about as a result of that. A second one is pricing instruments. So if gate charges go up at an airport, that is a signal to the owner of the airport to think about introducing more gate space, right? That's a coordinating mechanism between airlines and airports. And you see the same thing in energy markets, where you have quite sophisticated pricing instruments to help that coordination between generation, transmission, and distribution. What becomes obvious through that lens is that the pricing instruments, particularly in transportation, and I would say something like land use as well, are broken or non-existent. It's not like if I develop a new suburb that the National Transport Agency will generate a whole bunch more revenue from that. And so they're not sort of looking at commercial cases for doing this. So what that means is that rather than using price instruments, you use long, lengthy planning processes to replace those pricing instruments, and that gets it can be slow and it can be frustrating, frankly. And then there's other things as well. I'm thinking about something like a requirement that New Zealand brought in recently to upzone areas of rapid transit. That is a way of forcing the coordination between planners and transport planners.